Taddy, or is it Taddy So Baddy? I'm not even sure. What should I be calling you here?
Taddy So Baddy.
Okay, I can handle that. First, I gotta say thank you so much for doing this interview with me. But more importantly, thank you for representing Canadian music, women, and Canadian hip hop. How does it feel being able to get new music out there, but also being part of this new generation of Canadian artists making that wave so the Americans, British, and everybody else knows the best is right here?
Well, we've had our name made by a few good greats, but honestly, Canadians got a great hip hop scene. I feel amazing being able to sing and do my thing and people enjoying it. That's big for me. I'm just little old me, So, and like I love music. Everybody's been like, since 90s, 80s, all the good tunes. I'm just glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, well, I am really glad that you're part of this too, but I got to get into the career and everything else before we get into the music. How did this all start for you? And originally, where are you from? Toronto, or where exactly?
I'm from London.
London,
Ontario.
Okay, now I would never think London would have a hip-hop scene going down there. So how did this all click in for you growing up?
Well, I've always been involved in music since I was really young. My grandparents used to travel around with a camping community, hundreds to thousands of people, and I would sing the national anthems for Canada and U.S. And so I got the bug, the first time I was on stage. I was like, yeah, I love that. So I've always been involved, and all throughout school and high school and all that. And then my manager was working on an album, and he and my engineer, Patrick Stephenson, who is credited with Who Let the Dogs Out hook, they got me into the studio. I was jamming to a Tupac song, and they're like, yo, get behind the mic and let's see what you can do. And it's been on ever since.
Now,
so
people should realize, because you just mentioned an iconic song, Who Let the Dogs Out. Of course, there's some other folks that had the song out. This was a Canadian song, correct?
Right, yeah, he wrote the hook, and he gave it what it is.
Yeah, definitely, because I can still remember Caravana. That song was bumping big time. Who were you listening to growing up on the radio and whoever else?
Everybody, Tupac, Dr. Dre, Lil' Kim, like all the good ones, like hip hop was big, and I am so happy that I get to be a part of that, I just wish I could make it to where they were.
What was it about hip hop? Because I've always said this, if there are two genres out there that tells the best stories, it's country and hip hop. Was that sort of like the same thing for you?
Yeah, of course. It's about everyday situations. It's about my reality, and it's not like, I love Nicki Minaj, but I cannot relate to her music. Her lyrics, they don't mean anything to me because I don't live her lifestyle. So being a part of local hip hop here is great because we're all telling our stories, and it's great to see where everybody's come from, how hard it was for them to get there, and it's just great that we get to share that. It's the difference between hip hop and pop. And
what was your first concert? Your first hip hop concert? Do you remember?
My first hip hop concert was 50 Cent. Back when Budweiser Gardens used to be whatever it was called. Yeah, oh yeah, it was great.
Oh my goodness. I think about this. Now that you're in this business, I mean, there could be a chance that you can end up working with them.
Oh, for sure. And I'll work my way and I'll get there.
What kind of stories do you like to tell through your music?
Joking stories. Like, I like to poke fun at the situation. I have serious songs, but I don't like to be always so serious. I have major attitude in all my songs. It's very sassy. Don't take it to heart. But, just telling those good old stories about the cheating boyfriends and your friends screwing you over and your mama don't treat you right. And yeah, it's similar to country.
Yeah, it is about what everybody is feeling. What do people come back to you when they hear those lyrics and hear those songs? I got to assume that they're saying, this is what I've been going through. Thank you for opening that door.
Right. So we're just about to release a new one. This is one of the most heartfelt songs. I actually got more creative artistic, input on this song. They let me do more of my thing. So, and yeah, I've had several people come back to me and say, hey man, I went through the same thing. This is great that you're doing this, and that it gives me a little bit of a release and kind of a calming feeling to know that somebody else is going through the same situation.
Now, you mentioned about your management and stuff. How did you guys actually meet? Where were you performing, or like when did the connection happen?
Used to live in the ghettos of London, good old Kips Lane. So, and I don't know, he used to own a variety store in the neighborhood, and he always see me messing around and was like, yo, this girl's got star quality, some talent, some special, something in her. And, he saved me from that life, and I've changed, and I was one of the lucky ones that made it out of that drug addict lifestyle, and somebody saved me, and I accepted that savior.
No.
So, yeah.
You released a album EP before what we're going to talk about now?
Yeah, we have released one full album, and that was about 4 years ago. And we released a mixtape called Blunt and Up Front as well. And then now we're just releasing a few singles.
How do you think what you were doing then is different from what you're doing now?
I've definitely grown a lot as an artist. My style has come into its own, you know, it's starting to sound amazing now where I go into the studio and my engineer don't even got to tell me what to do no more. He knows and he trusts me to go in and bang it out right. So I don't know, it's just practice makes perfect. And the more you get in the booth and the more you write and the more subjects you touch on, that you grow as an artist and just become better and better.
Now, here's the thing, though, I've noticed with you. There's a lot of strength in you. How do you keep that strength, but at the same time, be willing to have that input in to help you progress to even be stronger?
Well, I mean, it's all about the support system, for real. If you've got good people around you that don't enable you, but keep you in line and you know, structured and goals and morals and all that, it's very important to have good, solid people around you. Because if you're alone, believe me, it's easy to give up.
Now, you worked with another gentleman, Peter Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
What is it like working with Peter? Because Peter has really become an institution in this business in Canada, like whether it be music, whether it be recording, and other businesses too.
Promotion, man, that man is a star. Yeah, it wasn't really like a collab type thing. He invited me out to do a show and ended up selling my quota of tickets and made it onto the roster. There was 30 other artists, but he told me I have great stage presence. He's such a humble guy. Like, he was sitting there drinking with the rest of us, you know? Great guy, and what he does is amazing. Yeah. He's doing good stuff for hip-hop in Canada.
Let's talk about what's good in hip-hop. Your new album. What's going on with this new music? What's it called and what's going on with it?
All right, so the new single is Meet Me in the Club. And a sick hip-hop song. We got an amazing reggae guy on the beat and he's kicking the chorus. I don't know, it's just we wanted to come out there as my first time to the press with a hip-hop pumpy beat, you know, something for the clubs and I don't know, we're just taking it far out on Spotify, iTunes. We're playing in Iowa, Cleveland, Houston, Texas, Miami, Florida. It's going big.
Wait. When does a young lady from London, Ontario, get heard in Miami? This is crazy.
Yo, let me tell you what. Sasha Stoltz publicity, man. This girl is amazing. She is really good at what she does. And she believes in me. I am her first female rapper client. So we're just hitting it big, man. She's working hard for me.
I love this. What about the rest of the music? And like I said, an album. What's going on with it?
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to do an album quite yet.
Why? Why? We want an album.
I know, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's tough coming out as a new artist, especially a female rapper. Not a lot of people know how to embrace that kind of sound, and it's everybody's thinking about Nicki Minaj or Iggy, and if you don't sound like them, then it's not no good, or I don't know. It's just what I've been noticing. But singles are a good way to go right now, and then we've got tons and tons of songs in the studio. We are ready to release a spring mixtape. Could be in the making.
Okay, what about concerts, shows, tours, hooking up with other artists? What's going to happen with that for the end of 2017 and 2018?
All right, so the next show we got coming up is December 7th in Brantford. 310 is the place, and it's a Jingle Bells hip-hop show. Best dressed Mrs. Claus gets some dough, so you know I'm going to be dressing for that. And yeah, that's all I got so far, but we've got tons of interviews, you know, great interview today with you. I've got some more coming up with SX Network. I just did WWE TV. I did the Being Frank show, which aired on cable TV this past Friday. So that was great, and everything is just coming so fast and so much work. I'm just so happy to be able to keep going.
What advice can you give folks who want to get into this business, this music business? As we know, it's not easy, especially as an independent, especially as a Canadian, and I have to say, especially even as a woman.
Yes.
What advice can you give folks who want to follow that dream that you are creating?
Just find what works for you and stick to it. Do not give up. I'm telling you, do not give up. If you really believe in what you're doing and you really love it and you really want it, fucking do it. Because nobody.
Social media, where do we go to follow you?
Oh yeah, Taddy So Baddy all across the board, baby. I got Snapchat, we got Instagram, Facebook, all that. SoundCloud, iTunes, everything, baby. Let's do it.
Thank you so much for the interview, but more importantly, thank you so much for representing the way you are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.